Hi, everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my internship with the City of Lincoln City with their Visitor and Convention Bureau. Lincoln City is a small town on the central coast of Oregon. It has about 7 miles of walkable beach, making it an amazing tourist destination for the majority of Oregon and part of Washington as well. A lot of people will come out there to escape the heat and enjoy the ocean. However, it's not an ocean that you'd want to swim in. It is very cold, but the views make up for the cold water. While I was there, I was working with their marketing team, and Lincoln City has a number of events that they do every year. One of them is the 4th of July Festival. So this year we named it Independence Day at Siletz Bay. And one of my tasks was to be in charge of the logistical planning of it. It's land owned by the state, so we had to make sure that we had an exclusive use permit. We had to make sure that we could use the parking lot, so we had to meet with the fire department and the police department. We had to get together with the people in charge of the music, so it's going to be a little festival this year as well as a fireworks show over the water. They're going to have vendors and little shops and all sorts of things that will make it very family friendly this year. Another thing that I was able to help with was their Finders Keepers program. So every year between October to May, they place these glass floats out on the beach, kind of as an Easter egg hunt, so people can go out and when they find it, they keep it, and that's a huge thing that draws people into Lincoln City. Another interesting thing that I was able to participate in was the Salem Harley-Davidson biker group wanted to do a fun run down to Lincoln City, basically the same place that the Independence Day at Siletz Bay is going to be, so I was able to be the correspondent on that and kind of help them plan out what they wanted to do for that. Another thing that I was able to be a part of was the city's rebrand. So Lincoln City has had the same logo for years, and they've had the same tagline for years, and they finally decided that it was time to update that and make it more modern and make it more appealing to a larger group of people. So they decided to go with this logo right here in the bottom right with the octopus, and it was interesting to see the process of planning and making sure that it actually captured what Lincoln City is all about. I think that this really does a really good job at capturing Lincoln City. So how I got my internship was that I was put in contact with a man named Ed Drystat my first semester at BYU Idaho, and he kind of became a mentor to me. He told me all about his career and about his path and what he had decided to do with all of the different jobs that he'd had. He had worked in a million different places doing marketing and advertising for all these places. So it was really exciting to me to get to chat with him because this is the first time that he'd ever worked for government. And he actually pulled some strings for me, and I became the first intern that Lincoln City's ever had. So a few of the lessons that I've learned are that working with the government is an incredibly slow process. There are people in every different department that has to have a say about what you do, and so basically everybody has to be working together in this machine with a million cogs, and so everybody has to kind of be on the same page. It rarely works out that everybody's on the same page, but it definitely has to be a majority, and everything has to go through the city council. Another thing that I was able to work on was contract writing and logistical event planning. So I hadn't intended on writing contracts as a part of my career path, but it was a really interesting experience to see all the legalities that go into being a part of an event with a city, because you have to take into account everything that everybody does, that it's really important to make sure that these people are doing the right thing so that these people get the right thing that they need. And so it's just kind of this chain of working together. And so the contract ensures that. And so that was a really interesting experience to get to write that out. I really think that this internship with Lincoln City has opened my eyes to different career paths that I could do. The main one that I've been looking into is marketing manager, because he's kind of the one that has his hands in everything. He is the one that has a say on the designs, and he's more of the creative eye, which I really appreciate. I really like the idea of being the one with the creative job. All right, so advice for future interns, I would say definitely start looking for an internship early, and you need to be using your network and building your network as you go, because I am about to graduate and I really wish that I had done my internship earlier, because it would have been really beneficial as far as broadening my network earlier on. But I really think that this experience was awesome, and I'm really glad that I was able to work with the City of Lincoln City.